The idea behind this comes from this aspect that when, we talk about things like astrology, for example, okay, but there is, um, I would suggest that there's very little understanding in the world about what astrology is actually talking about from the standpoint of soul composition, one's soul composition. In other words, the ingredients that go into the soul. As a person is arriving on this planet, they go through seven frequencies, okay, that end up tinging and yeah, creating tinctures, right? How's the tincture experiment going? But it tincturizes that individuality for a person. And so this is the idea of the kind of the fundamental aspect um, to astrology when dealing with planetary influences. Now, you can take the um, what has been added into Christianity regarding it as the seven deadly sins. Have you heard of that thing called the seven deadly sins? Have you heard of such a thing? Yeah. Anyone know what they are?
Yes. Not top of my head.
All right, it's okay. The point is that, like, for example, when you pass through the planet Saturn on your way in, you pick up a couple of ingredients. One of those ingredients can turn into covetousness, for example. You see, if it's not something that's then refined as you come to the planet. And so that's a personal development task. If you look at yourself and you say, I tend to covet things, or which would be Saturn. I tend to be prideful, which would be Jupiter. Yeah, those sorts of things. I tend to be overly angry, Martian. Yeah, we get flavored, we get influenced. Lust, right? The negative side of Venus would be lust. Mhm. Curiously enough, gluttony goes with Mercury. Why is that? Do you know what gluttony is? Hmm? This is very important, especially to the Emonites among us, Eman people among us. Yeah, right. Why would? Because what's Mercury? Ah, love this. We have so much work to do. It's great.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great, right? God, love it. Shit, yeah. I'm sorry you didn't get this kind of education, but you're going to now. All right. Mercury has to do with the mentality a lot of times. Yes, has to do with that kind of Jehudi, which became Thoth, which became Hermes, which became Mercury, right? That has to do with like the sciences, things of an intellectual nature, language, mathematics, astronomy, um, geometry. All of these sorts of things come from that Mercurian realm. Hmm?
Hmm.
So why in the world would gluttony be attributed to that as one of the deadly sins, for example? By the way, moon is envy. Hmm? Another kind of ponder. Sun is laziness, sloth. Yeah.
Oh,
Think about Mercury for a minute.
yeah.
What would that have to do with gluttony? Hmm?
Hmm. I can't think.
Well, listen, there's physical, there's emotional, and there's mental. Because its house is in the mentality, then what it's really actually talking about is mental gluttony. You see, now, what would that be? That would be stuffing yourself with food without ever digesting it mentally. You see, without ever taking the time to digest the things that you're learning, that is overeating on that level. It's stuffing yourself, right? And I think it
Yeah.
probably was best exemplified in Greek philosophy, which is probably why it got attributed to that. Hmm. Philosophy is largely become an academic sport of how many things can you memorize, learn, regurgitate without ever actually digesting. Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah.